Hello everybody, welcome to another live stream. I hope everybody is doing really well. You're all having a good day, just hanging out, you know. I am having a good day. I'm tired, like usual. You know, working night shift means being tired is just part of my life every day, all day. But I'm doing really well. I'm just here hanging out. We are going to be playing something, not a game that was sent to me that was terrible, but a game that for some people is terrible. For some people, they think it's great. I enjoyed it when I played it. Sorry, my camera's kind of crooked. There we go. I enjoyed it when I played it, so I decided to check it out today because I didn't really know what else to play. So I'm just gonna like play a little bit of Alan Wake because I haven't played that in forever. Hello, Michael Jackson. Nice to see you. I beat this game way back on the 360 when it was first out. And then I bought it for Steam. I played it for one stream a long time ago. I can still see it for 4.6 hours. And then I never played it again. So I thought it would be worth checking out today. Just something to do that isn't too crazy or intense. I mean, it's weird. It's very weird. It's hard to kind of keep track, but you know, it's an enjoyable game, and we'll see how that goes, really. Besides that, there's not really much to say. I leave on vacation in a little bit over a week, which is really exciting, and then I won't be streaming that week, but that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else that I'm supposed to do, so that's what we're gonna do. So let me load this, because I just downloaded it, so it's not set up, so I'm just gonna run the setup process and then we'll get started. If you guys don't know what this game is about, you are an author. It's supposed to, at least to me, I don't know enough about authors, but to me it gave me the feeling of like, oh, it's like Stephen King, like a famous horror author. And then he goes on vacation and suddenly he's in like this weird dream realm that's like infested with like weird shadow people, I guess. And then you're trying to figure out what is going on the whole time. I can't remember all the details. It's like somebody gets in a car accident. You're looking for your wife. It's a whole messed up thing. But it's an interesting game. I've enjoyed this game. Wow, this is taking a really long time to load up. What is going on here? So yeah, like I said, I beat this game. I really enjoyed it. What is going on? This is taking forever to load up. Come on. Come on. Oh, so you want to hear something weird? For my PC buffs out there, maybe you guys can tell me what's going on. So I had replaced my case on my PC a few months ago. Well, first I replaced my power supply because I was getting this thing where I couldn't turn my computer on. I would push the power button and nothing. Like usually when it's like an issue with RAM or an issue with like a CPU, you'll usually get like some kind of beep code, or you'll see it kind of try to start up and crash. And it wasn't doing that. It just wasn't doing anything. I'd push the start button, like the turn on button, power button, whatever, and it wouldn't do anything. So I thought it was the power supply. So I went, well, I swapped the cable. Maybe it was the cable, didn't work. I plugged it directly into the wall, didn't work. So I went out and bought a whole new power supply, installed the power supply, and it didn't fix it. Then out of the blue, it started working again. So I don't know what caused it. Then it started to do it again where it wouldn't work. So I thought maybe it was the power button on my PC. So I went out and bought a whole new case. And I set it all up, and again, it was doing the same thing where it wouldn't power on. After a while, it was really strange, and now it's doing it again, because it stopped doing it for a long time. Now it's doing it again where it won't power on when I press the power button. And so I asked my brother, who used to work at a PC place, and he's like, your motherboard, it might be causing some issues with like the two power prongs. And so he's like, you might need a new motherboard. I'm like, okay, well, that kind of sucks. I can't afford it right now. I'm just going to have to hold off and figure something out. And so my brother's like, why don't you try swapping the power button and the reset button to make sure that maybe something is going on there. And so I'm like, okay. So I go to unplug my PC to be able to like pull it out and check to see that everything's okay. And my brother even said maybe the big like power supply connector was no good. And I'm using an RGB strip for that, and so I was like, maybe that's causing the issue. When I went to go unplug it, this is where I'm like, PC nerds, do you guys know anything? Because I'm not a PC nerd enough to know what's going on here. So I went to go unplug it, and I unplugged my USB-C cable that is connected to my mixer, and the second I unplugged it, the PC turned on. So now to turn on my PC, I have to push the power button, then unplug the USB-C for it to turn on. I unplug other USBs, nothing happens. It's just the USB-C. And it's not plugged into a hub. It's not plugged into anything that needs power because my mixer has its own power supply. But I have to unplug my USB-C to turn on my computer, which is really weird. I have no idea what's causing that. It is like the strangest thing I've ever seen have happen. Eth, how's it going? Welcome, how are you? I hope you are doing well. But yeah, so it's a weird issue. Today the PC turned on normally. I have no idea what is causing it. I've never heard of that happening. I've seen people post that when they unplug their USB, the PC turns off, but nobody seems to have an issue where they have to unplug a USB to turn on their PC. It's so strange. It's so strange. Anyways, Alan Wake finally started in the middle of my story, so I guess we'll get started with that. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You know, this might be a one-time only, I don't know. I woke up very, very tired today, and so I'm in one of those moods where like every game just looks boring to me. Not because they're boring, it's just because I'm tired and all I want to do is sleep. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna play Alan Wake, and if it goes nowhere, it goes nowhere. If it goes well, then awesome. We'll see what happens. Hello, Turtsa, how are you? How have you been? How's life? Okay, so music off. Game on, go to the gameplay. Feel like the game is really quiet in my ears. I think the other game was really loud and this one's really quiet. I think it's okay for you guys. It's quiet for me though. Okay. I'm gonna start it all over again because I don't remember what is going on story-wise, so we're just gonna start it from the scratch. But how have you been, Turtsa? It's been a hot minute. I hope life is treating you well. Is there like Ultra? No. Oh, custom is Ultra maybe? I have no idea. All the way up. We're turning everything up. The only thing is, do we have... Okay, no motion blur? I'm gonna turn off VSync for now, see if that's okay. Brightness, let's see the brightness. Easily visible. What does it look like for you guys? Yeah, it's pretty dark for you all too, so. Is there like a barely visible? There we go. So barely visible, easily visible, and then the top one should be not visible, right? Yeah, I think that's pretty much okay. All right, let's do it. And see what happens. Wait, did that save or no? Seems like it did. Okay. Okay. Let's see where we go with this.
Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. I've always had a vivid imagination, but this dream unsettled me. It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards. So yes, it began with a dream. Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination, a lighthouse. For some urgent reason, I couldn't remember. I'd been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there.
Boom.
I'd seen the hitchhiker too late. He was dead.
Oh, they said the D word. I'm gonna get banned on
and
TikTok.
I would never see Alice again.
You know what, man?
Suddenly, his body was
Right
gone.
now, it may feel like
I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly
things
stand.
aren't great and could be better, but the fact that you reached out for help means you're actually in a much better place than how it feels. Does that make sense? Versus being in a dark place and keeping it to yourself and allowing that to kind of consume you, you're taking a step in the direction of like letting that go. So good on you, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm not glad to hear that you're you know, going through it, but I'm glad that you're looking for the help, you know? You know, for a really old game, this isn't the remaster, by the way, or the remake or whatever it was. This is the original one. For a really old game, it's not bad.
I had to go to the lighthouse. I knew there was something important waiting for me there.
This game sounds really quiet in my ears. Whoa.
You don't even recognize me, do you, Ryder? You think you're God? You think you can just make up stuff? Play with people's lives and kill them when you think it adds to the drama? You're in this story now, and I'll make you
Ouch.
suffer. You're a joke. There would be a single readable sentence in your books if it wasn't for your editor. You'll never publish another one of your shitty stories, 'cause I'm gonna kill you. It's not like your stories are any good. Not like they have any artistic merit. You're a lousy writer. Cheap thrills and pretentious shit. That's all you're good for. Just look at me. Look at your work.
I never even looked into the remake. So, was it just like the characters were really glitchy or the characters just looked really bad? I think this game holds up pretty decently graphic-wise.
Your deadline. Damn. You can't stop me.
I realized that the hitchhiker was a character from the story I'd been working on.
I don't know how many of you have watched the old Creep Show miniseries thing that they made back in like the 80s, I think it was. So Creep Show, I think it was called Tales from the Crypt originally, and it was a comic book series that would write scary short stories in comic book form, and you'd be able to see the pictures and stuff. And this was like way back. I don't even know like the years that it was available. Then in like I think it was the 80s, they turned it into a mini series where they had like a bunch of episodes that told a bunch of the stories. I don't know if they were the stories from the comics or just original stories that were written in the same format but then put on film. But there's like some really popular ones. Like there's one where some guy buys like an old one of those racist indigenous wood carving statues in front of like a smoke shop, and then I think it comes to life and it like scalps all the people making fun of it or something. I can't remember fully. There's one where there are a bunch of teens in a lake and there's a lake monster that like eats them, but it's like a blob. It's really strange. But the one I'm talking about for this one in particular is there's a lady who hits somebody on the street, I think, on the highway, like kills a hitchhiker or something. I can't remember exactly what happens to the hitchhiker, but then the hitchhiker starts to kind of do the same thing where it's constantly following her. And like the big quote is the hitchhiker thanking her for the ride, but he's like all covered in blood because she's like run him over multiple times and everything. It's really crazy. But this guy following our character reminds me of the thanks for the ride, lady. Used to have two. Yeah, I had one of them. Yeah, and the hitchhiker just keeps coming back. Yeah, exactly. That's what this reminds me of.
To die by the hands of your own creation.
Eventually, like, his face is all mutilated. He's like, thanks for the ride, lady. That's all I think about with this guy. Alejandro, you're asking, like, the story I was telling, what game? It was a TV show. Or if you're asking what game I'm playing now, I'm playing Alan Wake. I'm trying. My guy won't run anymore. I'm out of shape, okay?
Hurry!
Wait, it's me! Play Stewart, remember? Quickly, get inside! There's no time to lose! Oh no! Stop! No! Damn it, die! No! No! No!
This game, no, it's not free. They made a remaster, so I think the remaster's like a bit more money, but this one should be quite a bit cheaper now. I've seen it as cheap as like $5 on sale. I don't know what it costs now, but it's been out for a really long time. Like this came out originally on the Xbox 360. My only complaint is there's no bass in the audio. That's so messed up.
The cabin was a death trap. I had to get out.
I'm trying, it won't let me.
Follow the light. You are hurt. You should go into the light. You are only safe there.
I love that light is what heals you.
Well done. I have something important to tell you. It goes like this. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green. where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I've been. To its ports I've been. Do you understand?
No.
Follow my light.
Is a lot of like the monsters and like the horror aspect of it based on Finnish lore, I guess?
Your dream to teach you. The darkness is dangerous. It's sleeping now. When it feels you coming, it will wake up. There's no time.
Merle, thank you so much. 43 months, holy crap.
Hitchhiker has been taken over by the dark presence. You can't hurt him now. The darkness protects him from all harm. Only light can drive the darkness away and make him vulnerable.
How are you, Merle?
Here, take the light.
There's a light.
Turn your flashlight toward him and burn the darkness away. You did it. Now the darkness no longer protects him, but it's still inside, controlling him. He can't be saved. He's still a threat. He is still your enemy. Here, take the gun.
Oh, okay, Turtles, I get it, I get it.
Good. You've done well. Remember what I've taught you. That is all. I will give you back your dream.
We would both be very, very sore, Merle.
A terrible darkness was taking over the world. The lighthouse was the
But I'm
last
good.
thing
I'm
to
tired, but I'm good. Just relaxing before I spend the rest of the evening cleaning. I gotta tidy up my place. It's gotten messy here.
You made me this way, and now I'm gonna kill you. This is it.
Whoa! Oh, E to open. Ooh, a car event. Are you going to be one of the sexy models trying to show off the cars? Or are you just going to go look at the sexy models trying to show off the cars?
You're dead, just like.
You're going to look at all the models? Well, you could be one of the models, Merle. That's how you pick up ladies, everybody. You give them really unique compliments like that no guy has ever told anybody ever. They're not cheesy or cringe at all. That's right.
I can keep this up forever.
Ow. Alan, you gotta work on your cardio, bro. Level up stamina, right? Are you into cars, Merle? I have no idea, Eth.
He's here. Alan, wake up. Shh, baby. Just another nightmare. Everything's fine. You dozed off.
Right. Anything more than dozed off would be news for everyone.
Look at those lip syncing skills.
Cheer up, handsome. We're here.
You don't know anything about them. Well, I mean, if you like looking at them, that's more than me anyway. Hello, Weewin. How are you? How are things? Does anybody have any plans for this weekend? Do you like motorcycles better? Do you have a motorcycle license, Merle? I can't remember if you mentioned that or not. Getting gas in Belgium. That's like the people in my city. They go across into the States to go get gas a lot of the times. When this game first came
Let's
out.
act like we're on vacation. Go stand next to that old gentleman there. I want a shot of you with the town in the background.
When this game first came out.
I'll even give you a title for the shot. A city boy, moments before he got eaten by a bear.
Sounds like me. This game was considered really good looking, but my favorite was the water. I was like, wow, the water looks so good.
Hi.
Hello there. You picked a good time to visit our town. Deerfest is just 2 weeks away.
Deerfest, huh? Did you hear that, honey?
Nice, Merle. I hope you get your license for it, because that'd be cool. I've always wanted a motorcycle, but I'm too much of a dangerous driver.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Alan Wake.
I won't pretend I don't recognize a famous writer such as yourself.
Less than 24 hours before your trip. Nice, Weevan. Nice. That's
I'm an
exciting.
avid reader myself. I hope this isn't too presumptuous
Itchy.
of me, but I'm the night host at the local radio station. Any chance I could get an interview?
Look, Mr. Maine, I'm on vacation. In fact, I'd appreciate
I leave in
if you could
8
keep
days.
our
I'm very
meeting
excited.
just between the two of us. I'm sure you understand.
Fair enough. You can trust me to be discreet. Not a hard man to track down if you change your mind, though. I hope you two have a lovely holiday.
Why is this positioning so strange? Why is he all slouched over and stuff? That's weird.
Very nice. I got a couple of really good ones. And I see you made a friend. That's cute.
Right.
All right, Merle, have a good sleep.
Yeah?
Hey, bestseller, how's my favorite writer?
I've just started, Weevan,
Barry. Yeah.
so it's good so far.
Locals giving you trouble? Just say the word and I'll hop on a plane and come make sure that you're left alone, Al.
No, Barry, we're fine.
Great, great. Just want to make sure you can relax and recharge. So, how is the place? Has it gotten your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're just settling in.
Okay, Al. I'll call back later to make sure you're doing okay. And you call me if there's a problem, okay?
So go pack your clothes, Weevan. Don't hang out here.
Okay, buddy. Talk to you later.
I love you too, Barry.
Or like put me on in the background while you pack.
You know he's going to be calling you every 5 minutes.
Barry is Barry.
Camwin, hello. This is Alan Wake.
Text message from Barry. He says hi to you too.
You always have streams on when you pack.
Come on, let's get back to the car.
Yeah, I pretty much keep YouTube, or I don't usually watch streams, so I usually just watch videos, but I do usually have a video going at all times. So if I'm packing, if I'm doing laundry,
We need to stop
definitely.
at the local diner to get the cabin key from the landlord.
I just can't
Mr.
pack yet because I still need clothes for the rest of this
He's waiting
week.
for us.
But I'll probably be packing this time next week.
I'll pick you up here in, say, 15 minutes.
Sure.
Alan, thank you for coming here with me.
I love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave.
The voice acting is really stilted. I don't remember it being this awkward.
I'd forgotten there were still places like this. Towns where everybody knew everybody.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Mr. Wake. Alan Wake. Oh, God! I am your biggest fan. I know people say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment. I can't believe it.
The Alan Wake voice actor is pretty bad. Yeah, I've heard that Alan Wake 2 was really, really good. That's why I looked at this and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll play this because I want to play the second one. I don't have it yet, but I do want to play the second one. I just don't remember exactly what happens in this story. So I was like, you know what, I'll try this today, see if I like it or not. If I can get into it, then I'll beat it, and then I'll look about saving up to get number 2 because I did hear number 2 was quite good and it looked really cool. So I want to try it.
I got the cutout from the bookstore when they took it out of the window.
And you keep it here.
Do me a favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the jukebox. I'd do it myself, but both of my legs have gone to sleep. Bad circulation. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Coconut again? You disgust me. Call yourself a rocker. Unbelievable. Ha!
Look at the old heads, man.
It does that. Get stuck. Yeah. You need to give it a good solid whack. Now that's what I'm talking about, yes!
This is it. I've died and gone to hell.
Oh, gotta go all the way around. Never mind. It's like rocking out to like the chillest song ever.
Don't go in there, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
I think I can handle it, ma'am. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to find Stuckey, to get the key and get out as soon as possible. The waitress was giving me a headache. Overeager fans always did. Hello? Mr. Stuckey?
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have the key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife. I insist.
Thanks.
No. Number 2 is better than this one.
Lake is a special place. Very inspiring. You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark. This really ought to be fixed, and then I must remind Sarah to change the lights at the station. It's been too...
Even that sounds better than your singing.
Are you all right?
Splendid! Damn hernia. It swells up like a balloon if I lift anything heavier than a spoon. Yeah, splendid. It's been a long time, Tom. Good to see you.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have a bottle on you, would you, Tom?
I wish.
The Andersons, they're, local musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic at the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Bye, Mr. Wake.
Yeah, number 2 looked very different than this. I was surprised it got such good reviews.
Key and the directions.
My hero. I got some flashlights, just in case.
Hey, wait! Mrs. Wake! Your keys!
That diner was a real nut house.
Can you believe this place? This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice. I'll figure it out when we get back home, okay?
Okay. We can talk about this later.
Batman here on PBFF.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand.
Here's another one of my favorites to go with it.
Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years.
Yeah, Rawfish,
Not
this is
since
Alan
my
Wake.
last book.
And now the weather. It's gonna be a clear night, so you folks in the big city might want to look up every once in a while, see those stars winking down at you. It gets pretty dark out here, but they'll light your way.
Man, I would love to rent a cabin on a tiny little island like that. That'd be so cool.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right. Don't worry, honey. I'll get you inside safe and sound before it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight.
I know. I'm okay.
Alice had a phobia. The fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
Yeah, this is the very, very beginning. I've been playing for maybe 15 minutes. We talked about reflections when we were playing Nobody Wants to Die. And if you look how the reflections here don't do that weird shimmering thing at the same level that they did on Nobody Wants to Die. There's still a shimmer around the edge, but you can actually see how that mountain is right there. Like, you can see the parallel, whereas in the newer games, it's not just Nobody Wants to Die. Resident Evil's really bad for it. There's just like this weird shimmer effect on everything. It's really, really weird how shadows and reflections have really been downgraded over the years when the graphics have been getting better. I don't understand how it's happened. Man, I wish the camera was just slightly a bit more to the right so he was a bit more centered. He feels very much to the right
Here
here.
we go. Let's take a look inside. Come on.
It's dark in there. We need lights. Can you figure out how to get the power on, honey?
Put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. Wait, can I not go in here yet? Or is that not the door?
An old generator had been connected to the power cable.
The lights are on. Good work, honey. I'll freshen up a bit and start settling in.
Okay, I'll look around a bit.
Sure thing. Have fun.
Like, could you imagine having that scenery for a getaway? That would be amazing.
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work.
Like, I'm going to the Yukon, right? And it's going to be very mountainous and very
We
beautiful.
could be happy here.
But I'm going to be in a bigger city, so it's not going to be like this.
Again.
But still. I would love to get away for a week in a place like this. Just surrounded by mountains and stuff. It'd be so cool.
Alice? Honey?
Alan, I'm upstairs. have a surprise for you.
All right, if you're under the age of 18, close your eyes because my lady has a surprise for me upstairs. She went to go get settled in. Close your eyes, everybody. Close your eyes.
Hello there.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study. Go take a look.
No, I am taking a look. I am taking a look right now.
Surprise!
Alice? What is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you past...
Damn it, Alice, everyone
Hey, hey, just hear me out. There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists.
So now you want to get me committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not... Alan? Alan?
Just don't! I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice! God damn it!
I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through.
L surprise, right? I agree. F in the chat for the surprise. He's an author and he hasn't been able to write anything for about 2 years. And so he's just trying to go on vacation and not feel pressured to write something. And then his wife got him a typewriter to get him to write something when they're on vacation. So he's mad because he didn't want to think about writing at all.
The cabin had gone dark. All the lights were out.
Alice, I'm coming! It's all right, I'm coming!
What the hell?
Alice? Alice? Oh no!
Keep going. Wake up.
Alice?
How horrible would it be to be so tired that you don't know when you're waking up and when you're sleeping?
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
Reminds me of Max Payne. It also reminds me of
Among Alice's things was a book.
Nobody Wants to Die.
Creator's Dilemma by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
I mean, he didn't look smug, he just looked like he was smiling.
The gas station was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there.
Like, do you mean why does it remind me of Max Payne? Or do you mean, like, what do I think as in, do I like Max Payne?
Damn.
I wish there was more bass in the audio. It feels really weak and tinny without all the bass you need. Yeah, I like Max Payne. I like Max Payne. I've never actually really... I've never played 2. I've never beaten number 1, and I played a whole bunch of number 4. Was it 4 or 3? I don't know, the one where like he's wearing like the Hawaiian shirt and stuff. And that one was really good. The one that's like in Brazil, that one was really fun.
Hello?
It was 3, okay. Yeah, I really liked number 3. Number 1 and number 3 I really liked. I've never played number 2.
Hello? Is someone there?
And I just never beat number 3 because my brother bought it for his birthday, so it was his game that he played. I didn't really play very much.
The loose sheets of paper were pages.
I have the original Max Payne on my Vita, but I haven't sat down to play it yet.
Novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
Is it? I didn't know there was even a modding scene for it. Or do you mean modding scene for the Vita?
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
The Max Payne. Okay, I didn't know you could mod that. Like that there were mods for it at all.
The lights up ahead were a good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't know about any of that. That's cool. Like the closest I knew was for the Vita in particular that it didn't come out for the Vita, but then somebody went and took, I think it's the Android version.
Please, I've been in an
And like modified it so it would work on the Vita natively, but I don't know.
Hey, you!
But outside of that, I didn't know anything about any mods. That's
I
crazy.
need help.
I mean, it's a good series, so.
Premium cabins for rent in Nightfall.
Oh, hell.
Carl Stucky. Pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square.
I love what they do with the voices. Oh, are they doing a 1 and 2 remake? That I hadn't heard of at all. That's really cool. Because the first one was really good. Like I said, I never played the second one. I saw my dad and my brother used to play it together. That's the only reason I haven't been able to play the Vita version. Because every time I put it on, every time I turn it on, it reminds me of my dad sitting with my brother and them playing the game. And so it's kind of hard for me to deal with still. But I remember watching them play number 2 together and seeing those really weird dream sequences, walking in like the blood-filled path and stuff. A remake of that series would be awesome because with the advancements they've made in gaming and in story writing and all that kind of stuff, it could be really, really interesting to watch that game.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stucky would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Product placement. Energizer. Every chance they get.
During your trying it's the latest thing.
Yes.
Sheriff Station.
Hello, Carrie. How's it going? Yeah, I've never played number 2. We were talking about that a little bit ago, that number 2 is better than this one. I've never played number 2. I really hope that I get a chance to.
This is bad.
Let me out. Let me out. Dude just like knocks over a whole building off a mountain. That's crazy. Good, I'm glad you're doing well.
My head pounded with a concussion. I'd never fired a gun outside a shooting range. And now I just killed someone. Or something. There were no bodies. They just disappeared. If I was dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick.
It's a little bit extra.
Very hand-painted graffiti was
Hold on.
revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it.
It's a little bit extra when you hear about him saying he's got a concussion from the sound because he's never fired a gun outside of the range. Right, I'm playing this right as we hear about that guy in the Olympics with like no ear protection, just like walks in hand in pocket and wins silver. You are weak, my friend. Wait, this is where I came from, isn't it? That was the weirdest kick ever.
The dark forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
It's rabbit season.
There's no bass in this game, but the gunshots do sound pretty good. Yeah, I haven't bought it yet. Money is a bit tight, but I'm hoping I can save up to get it because it did look really, really cool. I have beaten this before, so I technically could just like play it whenever because I kind of remember what goes on here. But I do want to play through this just so I can remember fully what happens in the story. But that's awesome to hear that there's like a really cool sequence in it. Was the movie made by like fans or whatever, or was it made by people? Like, is it in the game? Like, is it an official movie?
What the hell was that? When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
Oh, okay. It answers some question but leaves you with others. I mean, I hope because of how successful number 2 was that they'll continue with the series, do something else with it. Who knows? I did enjoy this first one, but then hearing how good the second one did makes me want to play it. Oh my god, TikTok. Like, TikTok's like, we aren't detecting anything. What do you want me to do? I'm live streaming, TikTok. Do you want me to be constantly clicking on the window to live stream? Sorry, you all can't hear the alert. An alert goes off every, how long was I live? 55 minutes. Every like 50 minutes, 55 minutes, an alert goes off to say you haven't been clicking, so it doesn't know whether you're there or not. So it's going to turn off your live stream unless you drag a mouse across. I'm live. Why would I, especially because I have to tell them I'm playing a game, why would I be clicking on the window if I'm playing a game on the stream?
Still out there, in the dark, stalking me.
The stalker was still stalking. In stockings. Whoa. You're procrastinating. Don't procrastinate. When I first played this game, my favorite was seeing how the jacket actually had like really sharp textures. Like it looked like tweed or wool. I don't know what material it is. I don't know anything about fashion, but yeah, I loved how the jacket looked in this game.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
Hello, Jster. Yes, this is Alan Wake. The original, though, not the remake. I would not want to walk under those really heavy logs right now when there's crazy stuff happening everywhere.
There was no power. There was bound to be a generator somewhere at the logging site.
It's a really good series. It's really messed up. It really messes with your perception of what's going on at all times. But it's a fun game. The fighting mechanics are a little bit weird. But it is a good game series. I do like Alan Wake.
All this forestry equipment around, there had to be something I could use to reach the top.
Whew. Oh, I have to actually manually start it. Never mind. That was a lucky dodge. I was just like pounding away at the button. Yeah, it's a weird fighting mechanic. Like you use the flashlight to reduce their shield so then you can actually hurt them. You can like boost the flashlight to do it faster and it blinds them, but then it wastes battery power. So it's like risk reward. And then you have to shoot them, which also uses bullets, which is not straightforward either. So it's a really weird mechanic. It doesn't feel super tight. It feels a little bit wonky. Which was like one of the big criticisms this game got. But it's once you get used to it, it's not bad. And it's more about just like experiencing the story, experiencing the weird things that are going on in this world. It has kind of like bosses. I don't remember anymore. It's been a long time. But it's not like it's not always as straightforward as you would think. Like sometimes it's gonna be a bunch of those weird guys coming after you. Sometimes it's a bit more of a powerful one coming after you. So it's never quite as straightforward as like a boss fight would be in other games. Hello, Ty. How's it going, man? How are you? You look perfect seconds. I haven't played Control or Quantum Break. I played a little bit of Control. I bought a video card when it came out, and I played a little bit of it. I wasn't a huge fan. I thought that one's fighting mechanics were a lot worse than Alan Wake's were. Not a huge fan of Control. Oh, okay, I can jump with that. Okay. Nice, man. Are you doing anything exciting this weekend? I saw you just bought a game, but what game was it? I can't remember. Something on the Switch, but I can't remember what it was, and I'm kind of jealous. Oh, I missed. Disco Elysium. Yeah. I want to play that game. I've heard it's really, really good. It's definitely one that I want to try, and it was on sale during the Steam summer sale or whatever, and it was like $4, but I couldn't bring myself to spend it because of the trip. Yeah, there definitely is not a huge variety of enemies. It's very similar. The one thing I will say is, although the bosses are almost exactly the same all the time, or not the bosses, the enemies are almost the same every time, it works in this universe because so far they are characters in our books, and he's only written the one successful book. Was it one or two? I can't remember. But it's not like he's got an endless amount of characters to pull from. So at least it kind of makes sense in the world.
Well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night.
Yeah, it's
Most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and
I didn't read your post. I didn't see the post that I was supposed to read.
still, the sky is crystal clear.
Yeah, I didn't hit like. I almost never like anything. I just swipe. When I remember, I hit like. But I'm trying not to get on TikTok too much. I'm just so fed up with that app. But yeah, it's like. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm so tired. My brain is dead. It's like Divinity Original Sin. It's like Baldur's Gate, like that kind of gameplay. But if I remember correctly, there's not really a regular battle system. Like it's not about killing your enemies, and your decisions matter. It's more about the story, but they use that kind of mechanic to tell the story, and your decisions on how you approach the battles will dictate how the story plays out. So it's supposed to be incredibly interesting. Graphically, it looks gorgeous. I want that game. It was on Instagram. Okay, yeah. I don't look at the posts on there at all. Like I look at the reels and stuff. Because what happens is I go on Instagram to either post my own thing or to because Kendra will send me reels, but I don't use Instagram. I don't like Instagram. And so I'll open it, and that's where I would have seen it, is like it pops up on my like first page, and then I just respond to her message or post whatever I'm posting. And I think I saw it when I was reposting my TikTok that didn't work. But I was having issues with it because the audio kept getting screwed up. So that's probably why. You reached quit about 1 billion times. Yeah, I tried playing it a few times and I couldn't get into Control.
It would keep you company all night long if I weren't. It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walkies.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rustling in the undergrowth.
All right, see you later, Jaster. Thanks for hanging out.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure. Toby
I don't want to hear about that.
Anyway, I figured, if anyone runs into Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Oh, Toby the dog went missing.
Usually he comes back, but
Maurice, it's out there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, thank you.
You have a good night now.
Poor Toby. So that's where I came from. You're a huge Remedy versus nerd? Yeah, see, I'm not a big Remedy fan at all. Like, I have zero interest in Remedy verse stuff. Yes, so you can only stream to one place at a time. I've had to download TikTok Live Studio to be able to stream to TikTok. So I'm running 2 instances of streaming, which means you have to have an okay computer to be able to stream and use the computer to stream from, if that makes sense. Which is why I use the 2 PC setup now, so I can have my one PC handling both streams at the highest quality possible, and then one computer to just play the games. But yeah, you have to have 2 instances of live streaming in order to get it to go out. And you'll more than likely have to use one instance using your CPU to stream and one instance using your graphics card to stream in order for them not to bog each other down constantly. It's a whole pain in the ass. Yeah, it's a complete pain. Yeah, Live Studio is a disaster. So what I do for Live Studio is I've downloaded the I don't remember what it's called, but it's the vertical plugin for OBS. Atom, I think is what it's called. Atom vertical plugin, I think is what it's called. It's free. It's a plugin for OBS, and then I actually have OBS showing the regular window, which is like the regular widescreen, and then a vertical window as well. And then on the vertical window, I have whatever I want on TikTok, and then I use that as a virtual webcam because you can only use one, like your webcam can only be on one place at once. And so I use a virtual webcam on the Atom plugin, and then on TikTok Live Studio, I just insert it as if it's a webcam. But because it's already set up on OBS, it'll just show up the way it's on OBS on TikTok Live Studio. And because of the Atom plugin, I can actually connect my scenes. So when I switch one scene on OBS, it switches it on the plugin, which then means it switches it on TikTok as well. AITUM, I think. AITUM, I think is how it's spelled. The vertical plugin. It's got its own website. You go to it and it'll actually ask you to like pay and stuff, but then there's like a free download for just the plugin, because the website's supposed to be a whole thing that like does replays and all that kind of stuff, but the plugin is free. But yeah, like I literally, it shows on OBS, it shows as two things. Hold on. You're about to leave, but just real quick, scene, display capture. Okay. So this, you can tell it's my OBS. I think you can see my mouse. So I've got my main OBS window, but then on the side here, you can kind of see, you'll see it on the thing. It's all messed up, but here you can see this is the plugin here. So this is actually its own separate thing. And here I'm actually sending it out as a virtual camera. And so what it means is whatever's in this window, so whatever scenes and sources I've put in here, it's just going to show up as a source that's a webcam. And so then when I go to TikTok, which is here, and I go to add it, I literally just add it as its own camera. So it's just a camera that's showing up. So it's literally just the one thing. But whatever I do over here, if I move, oh, dang it. You should be able to still see it. Stop it. So if you look here, this is the TikTok. This is what people are seeing on TikTok. But over here, if I move something, you'll see that it moves on TikTok as well. So that way I can have all of my sources working on both at the same time without interfering with each other. And because they're tied in together by just like right clicking, and you can put linked scenes, and you can link whatever is linked to the scene that you're in. So when I click on gameplay, it'll change it on both the plugin and regular OBS. So that way, when I change one, it changes it on TikTok as well without having to worry about, oh, I got to open the other window and change it over there too. So it makes my life a little bit easier. But yeah, OBS is running both instances, but the plugin, I don't know. I'm not a tech whiz. But the plugin, my understanding is it doesn't actually add much overhead to the PC, because it's just taking what is already happening on OBS and just allowing something else to access it. So it's not adding another transcode on top of it. So pretty straightforward. The virtual plugin works exactly the same as regular OBS. So you can like add scenes and everything. The only downside is there's a couple of like tweaks that don't work. Like certain filters don't work. Or if you want to like move something up and down, I don't know if they've updated it. I haven't tried, but like normally you can just drag something, and with the plugin, you have to like push the arrow and individually move it up and down, which is a pain in the butt. But overall, it works exactly the same. So it's pretty straightforward. It's really nice. And whatever sources you've already added can just easily be added to the plugin. You don't have to make a whole new set of sources. You can just click it and it should be pretty straightforward. It's a pretty good solution to get it going. And that's how I've been doing it for a long time, and it seems to work just fine. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Oh, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. I stopped for other reasons. I stopped for dumber reasons. So giving you a little bit of a breakdown of what I'm doing is not a big deal.
Light welcoming in the darkness.
Paul makes the best Hamster dog is second best. The famous dog is...
Whoa, dude. Hello, pick it up. No, not at all. Remember, man, my whole page used to be about giving stream tips. I used to have streams that were literally just that kind of thing the whole time. So, to me, it's not a dumb reason. Plus, it's not always straightforward to really understand how, like, all the different layers are working to get multiple streams going, because a lot of people will not multi-stream, and even I don't like the idea of multi-streaming. I would rather just be streaming to one. But seeing as pretty much all my platforms are dead, and I'm really, really inconsistent with my own streams, you know, having the ability to be live on multiple platforms is helpful. But I'm still of the opinion that streaming to one place is probably the better choice. And if you're gonna stream, like for TikTok and Twitch, let's say, I'm still a fan of the idea of how some creators have like a camera just kind of showing, hey, I'm live, but you have to go to the other site to watch me, even though getting people to convert from one site to the other is almost impossible. But I found that my numbers used to be a lot higher when I was only at one location, because it almost like concentrates everybody in one place instead of having, because like right now my numbers aren't good, but for that little while that I was consistent again, you know, I was averaging like 25 to 30 viewers. But if you went to my location, like to my different sites, like TikTok had like 8 viewers, Twitch had 7, and YouTube might have 3. None of them were impressive, but together they were good. And so it was almost more harmful than helpful, because when you send out to companies to be like, I know you're not too interested, but when you send out to companies to be like, hey, look at my numbers, they're really good, they're only going to look at the website they're interested in. So they're going to look at Twitch and it's going to say 3-4 viewers, and it's like, that's not very good. It's like, yeah, but there were 12 on TikTok, so there was more than that. Well, it was a very rare instance for me. I don't normally get very high numbers. Like right now I've got 3 between YouTube and Twitch, and 0 on TikTok at this point. I'm also very, very, very insanely inconsistent right now. Like I was 99% of the way to canceling my stream today. Then I changed my mind last minute. I also haven't really found games that fit right now. You know, The Walking Dead was working well, but I beat them. And then I did Wolf Among Us and nobody wanted to watch that, so I haven't really found what to replace it with. I was doing Zelda for a while, but I felt lazy today because I've been using my ROG Ally to play, and ow. And I just didn't feel like pulling out the ROG Ally and the wiring and all that to get it to work. Ty. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. Like I was on TikTok originally because there wasn't a very big gaming community on TikTok. And so I went on TikTok when it was really early on, before the pandemic hit and everything. And so I had a lot of growth, which is the only reason I kind of stuck with it, is that's my biggest platform. YouTube's been my main focus, but Twitch is more gamified, which works better for the content I was making. And because it's more gamified, it also has more incentive for viewers to do things like donate and give bits and stuff, which helped keep the channel going. YouTube, on the other hand, didn't. For me, the big thing was when I was on YouTube, there was a point there at the beginning where I was averaging 40 to 60 viewers per stream, every stream, all stream long, and it was great, but I made $0. And then I went on Twitch and I was averaging at the maximum 30 viewers, 35, I think was the top that I ever like consistently got. But I was making at least as much as I would at a part-time job. And so it's like I had less than half the viewership at times. And for the most part, it was usually around 15 viewers on Twitch, but like less than half the viewership, but I was getting, 1,000% more income from Twitch than I ever was on YouTube. So I like YouTube better, but Twitch is a better place for, support. And it's not that I'm trying to make this into a job. It's just repairing computers gets expensive very quickly.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode.
The Outer Limits. Please stand by. Yeah, and like when I started, it wasn't about money. It was about having the ability to train myself in front of the camera, to get used to performing and writing scripts and all that kind of stuff. Because that was my weakness in the acting world, is I was really bad in front of the camera. But once I started doing it, it became something I really enjoyed. But it gets expensive. Because like, just to give you an example, I was talking about it, I think it was before you came, that I'm having issues with my computer. It won't turn on for some reason, and the only way I can get it to turn on is by unplugging the USB-C cable that is plugged into my mixer, which I don't understand why it's doing that. But to get to the point that I'm in now, with knowing that that is how I can turn on my computer, I had to buy a new motherboard at one point. I bought a new case, and I bought a new power supply. And so with those three things, we're looking at, I think it was $250 for the motherboard. It was $150 for the power supply. It was about $110 for the case. So what's that? $400. Let's round it up, $500 that I spent just trying to figure out what is wrong with my PC, and none of it fixed it. That's $500 down the drain. And then I had an issue with my graphics card a little while ago. This was like probably a year and a half ago. So I bought a graphics card that was like $1,000. Or you have issues where like the camera that I was using before, it broke. That was $600 down the drain. So I had to buy this one, which was the $1,000. So it's like, it adds up. And although I have money, I'm not wealthy enough to be able to burn $1,000 when a camera dies, or to burn, $500 to not fix my computer. And then that's not counting the needing to buy games to keep up with what's going on the stream, or when the hardware dies out, having to buy, another capture card. All those things slowly add up. Like I've gone through multiple microphones because I've had issues with microphones in the past. And so it eventually turned into, I need to at least make enough money to compensate for the money I'm putting into it. Because at first it's not bad when you think, oh, it's $1,000, but when you're spending $1,000 a month trying to keep up with everything, it really adds up quickly. Have I tried setting the mood? And so like, it's, well, I mean, I repair my own PC. I do it all myself, so it's free for me too. But a motherboard is $250 for one that can do what I need it to do. Because right now I'm not using both cameras, but it's like I've got both cameras. I've got the microphone. I've got 2 separate keyboards on it. The Stream Deck's plugged into it. My speakers are plugged into it. The 2 capture cards that I have, because I use console and PC, and so all of that requires specific things for my motherboard to do, because and because of that, I'm limited on what motherboard I can use. And so I could just buy a cheap one, which is what I use for my gaming PC. That's another issue. I've got 2 PCs to take care of. So I've got my gaming PC, and I did buy a cheap motherboard for that, which was supposed to be for my streaming PC, and it totally threw everything out of whack because my video card covers all the ports on the cheap motherboard, and so I can't use that except for gaming, which was not what I wanted, because the more expensive motherboard was supposed to be for the gaming aspect of it, but I can't do that now. And so, yeah, the money I've put into it is not paying a technician. I do it all myself, but it's a lot of money. It adds up. Oh, dude, nice. I didn't know. Is it your birthday tonight? Dude, happy birthday, man. I didn't know. I hope you enjoyed Chinese food. I drove by a Chinese place yesterday, and I really want Chinese food. Happy birthday, dude. Happy birthday. I won't sing to you because I don't want to turn you on as you have to leave the office. You know, it's hard to hide when you're walking around after me romantically singing. Read your post next time. I hate Instagram, dude. I hate Instagram. Mind you, I hate the text post no matter where it is. That's why I don't use Twitter. That's why I don't use the TikTok notes thing that they have. I hate those online posts because that is literally just a place for people to argue. I'm not saying that that's what you do. It's just that's what people tend to do. And I stay away from it. I hate it so much. First 4 words. It's my birthday today. Well, I mean, with Instagram, I haven't opened Instagram at all today. If I did, it was right when I woke up when Kendra sent me a message, and I didn't. Your post was not the one on my page, so I didn't see it. But a happy birthday, man. I hope you enjoy. Enjoy your food. Where'd you go? Dude. A Sonic 06 here.
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come, assuming I'd reach the lights of the gas station alive.
I've since grown to hate it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of most of the social media apps out there, you know? Like I don't have anything against Instagram per se. I just don't find it usable for the way I like to use social media. You know, I open up Instagram and it's like every other post is an ad. The the reels that are there, it doesn't let me, like, rewinding and fast forwarding is a nightmare on that app. Sometimes I just want to see the reel without the audio, and once you turn the audio on for one, it's just on for all, so you have to mute all of them. I don't like it. Editing on there, posting on there, they add some weird filter to your posts. Like, I edit on my Mac with my fancy computer, my fancy camera with lighting and all that, and it looks perfect on YouTube and Twitch. And then I put, not YouTube, but then I post it on Instagram, and they add this filter which makes everything way too dark. Like, there's like a contrast filter put on, and it looks horrible. YouTube, I'm saying, is not perfect because for some reason when I film on 24 frames a second to make it more like cinematic. But on YouTube, for some reason, it almost makes it like stuttery as it's playing because it tries to upscale it to 60 frames and it just doesn't work well. And so, like, I don't like YouTube. But yeah, Instagram to me just isn't usable. I get a bunch of posts from stuff that I don't care about, from channels I don't care about.
The insanity I just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station.
Or I hate how Meta is now trying to implement AI and everything. Sometimes I just want to look somebody up, and I'll type in their name, and it'll send it as a message to the AI, and then the AI is harassing me. It's like, I was just looking for somebody. I wasn't asking you a question. And then I just don't like Instagram. And then when you come to like the Threads or X, it's literally just angry people posting angry crap to make other people angry. And most of it is just BS.
The sane world research.
And so for me, it's just, I hate both X and Reels. I don't like TikTok either, but TikTok is just more about the way that they're a garbage app and how their algorithm is very, very much manipulated, and they try to pretend it's not.
And now. The garage.
See you later, Carrie. Thanks for popping in.
Had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
Okay, I think.
All right. I'll keep writing. Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her. I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost.
I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
I thought there were save points, but maybe it auto-saves. I can't remember anymore. It's been so long. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I've got so much stuff to do. I got so much stuff to do. I got to clean. I got to start recording my next TikTok promo thing. I'm tired. I'm lazy. I don't want to do anything, but I have to. I have to work. But yes, I'm going to get myself out of here. I really appreciate everybody who hung out. Alan Wake it's a fun game. I enjoy it. No stream, at least not tomorrow, maybe Sunday. I doubt it because Sundays never go well for me, but we'll see how I feel Sunday. And if not, I will be back on Monday or Tuesday. I'm not 100% sure when. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I really appreciate everybody who's hung out and spent some time here. And I hope you all have a really good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody, and I will see you soon. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.